more comfortably and not so needing of these points as Liquid. And as well, Pride. OG.
Yes, Pride is still the biggest. Though.
Yeah, I don't think OG at any point wants to lose 4 games in a row to a team. Especially when the first 3 games that they lost were, I think, draft outplays in regards to just punishing certain players and not allowing them to really enter the game.
So you think based on, even though you already just talked about this, since you are also a panelist today,
it's been
I've been only a caster today, surprisingly.
Yeah.
You know, one job for me, thankfully. But just looking at the lineups then, you think they're going to be able to accomplish that same thing, or should this be a little bit more of a competitive game?
I'd like to think this is a more competitive game, just because you have Zeus and Lifestealer against the likes of Tiny and Bristle. Lifestealer naturally fares well against these strength boys. Zeus always does an abundance of damage. And you have the follow-up of, I think, Mars he gets to play a hero he's very comfortable in. And he's just had a shaky 3 games in the last series in this.
Yeah, Boxy is dead. And by the way, he didn't skill anything that whole time.
Christ.
At all.
That arc lightning down to death.
I don't know. I'm trying to think back, and again, my memory is not great these days, but I don't know if I've ever seen somebody get first blooded who doesn't take a skill at any point. That is strange. Especially when they're man fighting. I could see it when you're like running away, like in the river in the rune situation, but that is weird. That's got to be a first
scenario where when you first level tree dance, there's the moment where obviously you haven't taken damage, so you can instantly use it. So there was a scenario where Boxy could have quickly leveled tree dance, sprung away, but he didn't make that play in the instance and gave away first blood to Tiger.
Now he has Jingu, which is going to be very surprising. As Tiger's like, wait, why didn't he have this before? Already 3 stacks onto Taiga, but he has some good distance away from Boxy. But, I mean, this is the beauty of the position for Monkey King, especially against any melee heroes.
Yeah, and I like the fact that Liquid, they put the Keeper Light in the offlane role with the Bristle. So you're applying pressure. Keeper Light is 5. You kind of grief the safe lane because you're non-stop pushing the lane in. You're giving a lot of XP to the offlaner. Meanwhile, your enemy safe lane will be quite aggressive as well. So I think Keeper Light, you put it into the offlane, you allow this carry Bristle to farm here, and then you're kind of naturally just putting a little bit more chip damage onto this Lifestealer, be it through the Quills early on, plus the Illuminate. Again, Lifestealer is the hero that he prefers playing these matchups later into the game. Early on, of course, probably one of the weaker laners, especially under that magical spam.
It's not great. And like you said, the spam coming out from the Quill Spray Chakra Magic is a pretty dirty combo. I mean, that's an old school combo from very far back. As we're going to see the Heavenly Jump. There's some extra space for Taiga in this top lane, or the bottom lane. But Lifestealer as a hero this game, and we've had a lot of discussions about him as Boxy. Looking to get the Jingo stacks up. He's going to be successful, but he's going to get pinned to a tree and brought down. That feels really bad for Boxy. That's 0-2 now. Specifically just for him, as each respective member of OG in that bot lane now each have a kill.
Tiger doing an exceptional job just keeping the distance and also using the Heavenly Jump to disengage from the cookie. If he ever gets hit by a cookie, plus then maybe a Jingo of Boundless, it could be a different story, but yeah, the position for Zeus.
Matu, I mean, he's doing a lot of damage, obviously taking a lot in turn as well, but that is one hero that chasing becomes extremely suspect on because of that Bristleback passive. But back to the Lifestealer hero in this specific game. Does this feel like a good Lifestealer game to you? He has one, I guess if Amar gets a blink, he'll have 2 vehicles for a potential Lifestealer bomb. And aside from that, what else are we looking at?
Kind of feels like a phase Armlet Deso into then potentially
Aghanim Scepter. Yep.
Yeah,
totally agree.
Oh, please don't. No, I'd say like just AC or something armor based, because there will be this immense physical damage from Tiny and Bristle down the line. You could also argue being a bit more sacrificial and leaning on your team's damage could allow him to go for like a halberd option, but I think if you buy that item and you're not crushing the game, you're going to regret it 10 minutes down the line when you wish it was like a bigger ticket item. But he has a couple options this game. It just depends on how well the Void Spirits game's going, how good the Zeus game, can he lean on his team, or does he need to be the real carry in the game?
Right, and the question is he going to be able to stay in this lane? As Boxy again will drop, in all likelihood. Gets up the balance strike, trying to deny himself the creeps, but Amar gets credit for his 2nd kill of the game. It's a much better start this time around for OG, as Matu, he's getting quite low. I was going to talk about the fact that he's getting close to his Vanguard, but he's going to drop before picking it up. Still a little bit away, as Illuminate not quite enough, as Misha will walk away from this very annoying spam coming out from Insania.
Doesn't help when the Bristle goes down and he looks towards the other lanes.
Avatos, boundless strike, but get the resonant pulse off for a little physical damage reduction here. And dissimulates away for BZM.
I don't think it's how you want to have your lanes from Liquid, that's for sure. You know, Boxy level 2, he's 0 and 3. He's not really been able to do much bottom, but again, that's because Mars Zeus is a very potent lane. Like when you think about old Mars lineups, it'd be like Mars Willow, Mars Phoenix. You pick supports to really punish in the lane, and kicking isn't like, it needs to be aggressive. You're not this like sustaining, assisting style of support. You want to be in the middle of the lane. So
tower is under attack.
Now we're going to see the jump onto Amar. Cookie is going to connect this time, as Boxy doing a nice job of positioning away, but the spear will find him in the end. So this aggression will also come to an end.
Try to be close.
And Matu, instead of trying to finish off the Vanguard, ends up getting those boots instead.
A rare moment. Tiger salved Amar.
Oh,
We got to see an ally salve someone else.
Wow.
And look how much HP he has from it.
Pathetic.
But to be fair, he did backpack all of his stats, put him back in. So they did try and get the most value out of it.
Boxy looking for the backstab onto Taiga.
Aztec and Fairy
Jingu
Fire.
stacks are up. Oh, he actually gets the dodge thanks to the heavenly jump, and Amar can kind of shrug that one off. Nice reaction time there. And Matu, like I was saying, has his boots instead of going straight for the Vanguard, but only 400 away from finishing it. And I mean, I have to say, Yuragi, he's top net worth despite being in a lane that is this annoying. So that's actually kind of impressive from a lifestealer. Of course, when you pick lifesteal, I don't really expect much these days, but that's just me.
I mean, he's chilling. Like, we mentioned how aggressive Coddle Bristleback can be. But over time, you know, he just chills. He gets 2 points in his feast, keeps A clicking. I think he's only under immense pressure, like pre-6, and also if Coddle and Bristle really want to dive in, where you have the lane, you start getting a bit more under tab, but they've never made that aggressive play, so it has just been more of like a balance of farm between the two of them. Now lifestealer, he's going to be very happy to be in this lane. Can't really get pushed out too much.
Yeah, but turn the sights onto Matu, trying to get his back in that area, but Yuragi and company able to take out Matu again. We're going to see the first arena of the game from Amar. It's off the rebuke. And Zai, he's not going to die from this, but at the very least, OG stays alive as well. But 2 deaths for Matu now. I thought he was going to have a pretty free lane considering the combo that he has with the Coddle.
In essence, Judix, okay.
We got
some
kisses. Yeah, Mar doing a nice job of juking most of that. Has to go back into the lava, though, as Boxy looking to get those stacks of Jingu up. Rebuke onto Zai, but they should be able to finish him off here, as they want Zai to get that last hit. As now we have Vanguard onto Matu, so pretty late considering how close he was originally to getting that.
Yeah, I mean, the 2 deaths they had in lane really helped the lifestealer just start dominating the lane.
He gets caught out. Ice Path connects. Illuminate is coming in from the side with the Avatos. That is enough to delete Misha. And the pick pull being used for Mr. Mickey. Trying to get this 8-minute rune, but you can see Taiga picks it up. Oh, the avalanche.
Yes, toss.
And, oh, not quite in range to get the toss off, though. They're going to have to reset. And Mickey will just have to be back, or be happy to be back in that mid lane.
Yeah, Mickey, he's the one that has to make all these moves. The Bristle's dying in the side lane. Your bot lane hasn't really been too successful in finding kills. Sure, they just killed Mars once, but that's not stunted his net worth.
All right, you've watched a lot of Amar Mars. How often does he go triple bracer?
You know, now and again. To be fair, normally it's like 2 braces. The third bracer is like, I'm having fun. I'm just going to sit in my lane. Like triple bracer, phase boots.
I feel like you sell this within 2 minutes because you're going to find another item soon enough, right? Not actually 2 minutes.
I mean, honestly, it's not too bad because he completes phase. He has 1 slot. That slot's going to be a BKB or a blink. By the time that you have both of them, selling a bracer isn't going to feel too bad, right? So, yeah, it's all about the lanes. Want to be tanky. 8.4 region now. Go into his hero. He's going to have a sweet old time.
He is quite tanky indeed. But Matu on the other side, obviously position 1, but playing from the offlane this game. Looks like he's going for Hood, so it's going to be a Vanguard Hood into Ags in all likelihood.
Yep, just going to be as tanky as possible. But again, at this current rate, the fact that Lifestealer is having such a free game, this could also just be the Lifestealer game where he goes like Armlet, Deso, Skadi, AC, that really itemizes to be the anti-Bristle hero.
Oh, and you can see Boxy has used all of his tree dances available to him, so that leaves Amar open to get that arena off. And Boxy ends up falling to Taiga's Arc Lightning. But you can see the rotation coming in from Liquid. Mickey smoked up. Looks like they'll run directly into Taiga. Oh, yeah. That is unfortunate. The toss first into the avalanche. Scatterblast to follow. One more right click should do it.
It looked like he got body blocked the second he walked in. Might have clicked on the tiny and in doing so.
Yeah.
Stood still, jumped, went up and wow.
That's a big fat model to run into. So
it's one of the bigger ones.
Indeed. Now BZM, you can see in the net worth-wise, not doing super great, especially compared to Mickey, who's top 3 right now.
A massive rock hiding behind a small tree. OG can't see him, but I love the patience here.
Yep, as BZM is showing himself. He's still in Viz, though. Mortimer's kisses are coming. He's going to get stunned out, though. And the Thunder God's Wrath to follow as Zai getting extremely low, focusing on Amar, but in the meantime, they might be able to find Mickey on top of this. So OG going to get 2 valuable kills. Mickey trying to maneuver a bit around. Gets a nice avalanche to try to turn this around at Amar, but it's not going to happen. So 2 for nothing.
Liquid trying to utilize Mickey in that bot lane, but BZM had that invisor, so he TP's in, sees everything, and then just kind of Amar baits a little bit to force Zai to commit his ultimate, thinking they can go for that quick 2v1, and yeah, just nice heads up play from BZM there.
And with this space, I mean, Matu died twice already. He's 0-2-0, but he is top net worth now, as he's going to be getting, yeah, he actually has his treads in the base, so Hood, Vanguard, treads pretty much ready to go here, which means Ag is going to be next. He is going to be super, super hard to kill at this stage of the game. Amar gets caught off with that boundless strike. Nice body blocks coming in. Oh, the cookie, okay. The spear into the cookie, actually, if you want to think of it that way. Yuragi showing off that armlet, but won't be able to get the Ghoul Frenzy applied to any enemies.
Look at Zai playing his snap fight. He's going for a mechanism.
Okay.
It's all about the team. I feel like Liquid, they're going to try and line themselves for this first Aegis. It can be a mech on Snap, the Echo Blink on Tiny, and then you put an Aegis on this Ag Bristle. They're just going to hope to run over their opponents. OG, they have the heroes to deal with this. They just need to make sure they don't get surprised by the timing.
Ice Path forces Matu a different direction, but he's still super tanky. BZM's going to get the haste, so no more chasing him, I do believe. It's not the Aether Remnant with Amar in the area as well. With that arena, forces him to look directly in his eyes, and he gets the rebuke off, and down goes Matu for the 3rd time of the game. Foxy attempting the TP out. Looks like he'll be fine.
OG demonstrating the strength of Void Spirit and Mars against Bristle there. You got the Vanguard, you got the Hood. You're trying to be super aggressive, but any point where your opponent can spin you around and do the damage, you're gonna get 100 to 0.
Oh, we got the Ava toss with the help from the Horsey, but Yuragi ends up raging off most of it into the Infest, so Misha will be the vessel for him to heal back up to full. Good attempt from Liquid. I mean, based on how this game is feeling, I would say OG is doing quite well, but you can see the net worth is very even. Yeah, is a bit surprising.
The kill lead going towards OG, but again, net worth somewhat favoring Liquid right now.
And for Amar... Okay, so...
Treads 3 braces. This is a tanky boy. Look at him, 1800 HP. And a chip vest on top of that.
Yeah, that helps. This guy is one of the
he's going Vlad's as well? Woo.
Yeah, why not? Why not? I mean, we've seen him go so many different builds. The fact that he just does whatever the hell he wants makes me a huge fan. Yeah. Because it just feels like a pub game a lot of the time, except the difference is he's really good and it works most of the time.
It takes a lot of confidence to be able to play a hero, read the game, and buy items that not many other people can buy.
Right, as we're going to see Insania get blown up here. Matu can only stand and watch.
Yeah, it feels like this build on Amar,
Bottom tower
he expects the team to come to him like his opponents, right? The Blink initiating Tiny, the Bristle wanting to get into the middle. So he doesn't really care about the Blink. And I think, yeah, if he buys this Vlad's, his lifesteal is having a good game. The lifesteal, the bonus damage, he's just thinking himself up to just help out his lifestealer. And like we mentioned how lifestealer naturally needs some type of amplification. Slaughter in that secret series.
Yeah.
He's going to have again, it's the Vlad's, it's not the best amplification, but it's the small things that will build up over time in these longer drawn out fights. With OG, their lineup, even though you kind of rely on Arena to be your centralizing AoE teamfight spell, you can take super long skirmishing fights with persistent Ice Path, Zeus spam, lifestealer just surviving. And finally, they find Zeus.
Yep, they'll get that pick off into a tier 1 as well. Obviously, it'll be a cost of their tier 1 in the bot lane, but that was going to go no matter what anyways. BZM, he's going to be found out, but gets the Aether Remnant off and will be able to walk it off himself. He has the Kaya right now, as Boxy actually going for a very fast BKB on a position for Monkey King. That is quite interesting.
All right, Amar, he changed up. He's now going for BKB.
Okay, very good.
Which is fair.
Instead of Lads, you mean?
Yeah.
So he has like casual blades of attack.
Exactly. She just put on the ground.
He just put on the ground.
I wouldn't be surprised if he completes the Vlad still at some point in the game. Like, we have seen Master 4 go Wraith Pack just...
Oh, Amar, there's the initiation from Liquid. He's horribly outnumbered. They're even going to expend the Wukong's command, which ends shortly after, but so this is life.
And that's probably why he wants to BKB first, right? Less about the team, more about his survivability. But again, I'm not opposed to see him actually complete that later down the line, like I mentioned. But Liquid, they get one kill. You know you have numbers advantage. You sweep map, you find more.
Okay. And Mickey is finding absolutely everything he wants, and this is without a blink dagger yet. The fact that you can just casually walk up, get that avalanche. I mean, the difference between avalanche now and like a year ago has it been a year? Man, time flies.
Yeah, the mini stun is important. The fact that they reduced that interval,
yeah,
it just feels like you're getting perma stun roll, because you are.
It's just if you think about it, it's just a regular stun.
It is. It just looks really fancy. Yeah. OG, the reason why this is working for Liquid is because their vision is about top jungle and mid lane. They don't really have any lingering wards on the Radiant side of the map to see anyone farming defensively. So they don't have these super defensive wards across the entire width of their side of the map.
And Zai, now that he has that mech, looks like he's going for the Aghanim Scepter. So he's going to be able to eat some allies and throw them into the fray, which obviously with a Bristle or a Tiny, that sounds quite synergistic indeed.
Imagine that team fight. Some gobble up Bristle into some nasal goo spam with some quills.
Oh yeah.
That's going to be obnoxious if the Bristle can lock onto the backlines. And Lifestealer, look at his itemization. He's got the sand, he's got the armlet. Now going for a shard for the open wounds.
Oh, that's an early shard. Okay.
I mean, I like the idea just for the potential slow, right? Against Bristleback and these heroes that want to walk around the fight. But it's not showing you this is Yuragi, he's going to be the carry killing everything right away.
Okay, gets the Avatos onto Amar, who's already at super low HP, gets the arena off, but he's going to drop inside of it very shortly as the Aghanim Scepter now online for the Bristleback. Looks like Misha's going to be next on the list for Liquid.
Straight away into Roshan after this, a perfect couple of pickoffs.
Yeah.
Amar not really tanky enough to deal with them. And when you kill heroes outside Roshan, yeah, great.
There is potential to steal it. We've seen a couple today.
They have Void Spirit, one of the better heroes at trying to do the steals, but only one astral step, sorry. And also because he's been revealed in the mid lane, yeah, no way he can get over. So yeah, a free Aegis to Liquid at 17 minutes and 34 seconds.
Looks to be a freebie, so Matu gets the Aegis. And another thing about the open wounds, which is a pretty big upgrade versus the old one, is the percentage-based damage that comes from it, which is obviously good against Tiny and Bristleback. But the problem is they're going to be able to dispel it relatively easily once they get BKBs. But we'll see how that works out as we see the replay here.
Yeah, it's one of those things where some might argue you'd rather have your Lifestealer scale into the game, like having a Skadi or something to just be like existing in the fights, get a couple slaps here and there, but going for the open wounds, it does feel more like itemizing for post-Aegis fight. You're going to have just enough items on everyone to give it a good go. But the fact that Liquid had the free Aegis, have the complete map control, it feels like...
Oh my god, he actually found it here. Yeah, eats the tree, so that's a 4-second stun, and the ice path to follow, so Boxy's super dead.
The stick sense. I think there's a monkey here, huh? Got him.
And again, going back to the open wounds, there is no BKB as Mickey jumps in and blows up Taiga. But we can see Mickey and Matu still with no BKB, so the open wounds is going to do pretty good work against them. But the problem is they are down 5k at this point. Mickey gets the Avatos. Not going to have much more lockdown, but he's pretty much out of astral steps. Has to walk it off the old-fashioned way, but that means Goo and Avalanche are there to take him out in tow. So 5k lead for Liquid with the Aegis still online for 3.5 minutes. They're going to get to tier 2.
There's nothing to stop Liquid. OG, they kind of need a couple items in their cores.
Yuragi able to rage that off and TP. And Liquid are looking very strong right now. And it's funny because I know this match doesn't really, I don't want to downplay it. It doesn't really mean that much for either team, really, in the end.
I will correct you.
Okay.
It does mean a lot for Liquid. they're the team that's on the fringe of, like, I think, like 11th place. Like, any DPC points they can get.
What's the extra DPC points they get?
100 points.
100. Okay.
And I think they'll be bumped up to 890 after this victory, if they win, of course. Which means they're still in the top 12 currently, and if other teams tank at the major, they might get the slot. If they get top 8 and get additional points, it further secures their potential chance.
Oh, we're gonna see the Infest Bomb. Athena gets a 4-step, so will be taken out shortly after the Astral Step. Mickey already super low inside that Macro Pyre. As you see, the Lifestealer starting to pound upon him and gets tossed away, and Mickey will actually live for now, but there's the arena from Amar, keeping Matu at bay as to spear him away as OG already lost 2. Again, they're going against his Aegis, so they have to be careful, but there's the open wounds, but Foxy keeping his space, so Yuragi can't heal up to a high degree here. It's done. And he's going to get bursted down as a result, so 3 dead for OG. And you can see BZM now. He has a Dissimulate available. Astral Step up in 3 seconds. We'll see if that's enough to get him to his base. It looks like he will be fine. Matu still with that Aegis, just unkillable. OG not even bother targeting him.
Pretty awkward fight from both. I think the fact that OG was able to go 3 for 3 gives them a little bit of hope.
They got the belch. They got the belch. There it comes. Oh, the stun just off. Well, actually, it's Tiger. I don't know if that's what their actual target was, but he's going to get away thanks to the Heavenly Jump. BZM, he's still here. Okay, going to be dodged. Nicely done, but he still dies.
It's that non-stop constant aggression from Liquid. They don't need to back down. There's no reason to. As soon as Mars uses BKB or Arena, the rest of OG, they don't really have that front line to help them. Sure, Lifestealer can walk up, but if you don't have Rage, you're also going to die. So it's hard to put your carry in these situations. This game started with OG having a pretty consistent laning phase. Core's just farming, but they just got to the point where they just weren't able to. I mean, their draft doesn't really group up and make aggressive plays. They just weren't able to take the defensive fights that would stunt Liquid's grouping abilities. The fact that it was a 317 just gives Liquid free entry to this mid game.
And I do wonder, as Ty gets taken out, I wonder if Liquid has figured something out here with OG, or if OG is kind of belch score. I mean, what is that? What's the other score line? What does that mean? I need more details here. As Matu's going to get caught in the ice path. Aegis for another 30 seconds. Looks like they're going to reset. And there's still one, actually there's 2 tier 2s still remaining here for OG on the outer portion of the map. And I do wonder what Matu is going to build next here.
Just completed the BKB, I believe.
Okay.
And also, you know, Foxy, after a shaky laning phase, he's also very close to BKB, the recipe away. He's done a great job kind of recovering in this mid game, always being in position, kiting out a little bit. Some nice stuns to layer on top.
All right, Yuragi, he is infested. They see Zai. That's who they're going to jump. Infest Bomb is there and deleted. Nice pick off for OG as they're going to try to extend this onto Insania as he's going to get tossed back to Boxy. They're just playing volleyball out here. Volleyball is a traditional sport for those that don't know. It's physical. Does not require a computer or keyboard. Just an FYI. Does require a ball though.
And a net.
There is a net. Speaking of balls, Matu is he going to go for Shard? That is a hairball.
That is a hairball. Probably not at this point in the game.
Okay.
I think just tanking up is the key thing. When you're in the lead on Bristle, you want to make sure every item makes you just a little bit more tankier, do a little bit more damage. And if you ever don't do that, you just kind of, you can potentially fall off. But no, he's looking at the AC right now.
Rage has been used, and there's no infest for Yuragi, so if Liquid can find a jump, they could potentially get this kill. Downless Strike slows him down along. The goo from Matu. Looks like Misha's going to position himself to die, but places all his spells, make it a little bit more difficult for Liquid to pursue any further. But Amar is just slow to a crawl, gets tossed into the screen, into the skybox for Gaben himself, attempting the TP out, and he actually will be able to get to base. So Mickey not able to get that second hit there.
A little bit of miscommunication between the Tiny and the Snapfire. Tiny tossing him to Snap, gobbling up, using the belch command onto the Tiny, so in doing so allowed Mars to get the BKB off and survive.
So is the belch score, is that when you
Gobble up, hit or miss, yeah.
Okay, it's just a hit or a miss, or does it lead to a kill?
You literally called it a belch.
I did, no, I know.
If he hits the stun, it counts as a Sunsfan belch.
Okay, so it's like, we can think of soccer or football for the Europeans out there.
Thank you.
It's the net, right? You're getting it in the net.
You mean a goal?
The goal. The goal is to get it in the net.
Yeah, and the goal of it is to get a goal, and the goal is the point. So
yes.
you're currently...
All right, hopefully the belch score by the end of the game will be a little bit more exciting than a regular soccer game, because it's usually like 1-0.
Yeah, no, yeah.
It's just awful.
Unless you're like... whatever, who cares?
Continue with your...
I don't know.
Why don't you just give up? Just say what you want to say. That's fine. BKB up.
Another Reddit post.
BKB up for Matu as a basher is now online for Yuragi. And we'll see if that makes a difference here. They're going to try to get the jump onto Zai, knowing that the belch is very powerful indeed, but Mickey's the one that they're going to set their sights on. Arena is placed, and it looks like Tiny's going to get bursted down if he's not careful, trying to limp away, but he does drop in the end. But the Mortimer's Kiss is doing quite a bit of damage. Yuragi is done by the cookie, and Zai is taking out everybody along with Matu, and he gets belched on
backwards.
And that is a score for OG because the belch missed.
Yep, 1 for 2.
Okay. Glad we're keeping score here. Of course, Liquid won that fight, so you could... I mean, it's kind of close, actually.
I think you're overcomplicating it.
Okay, fine. It's if it misses it. Yep, of course, soccer has ties, which is just an abomination to sports in general. Imagine if Dota had ties. Goodness gracious.
You do. Well, best of 2.
Yeah, the 2-game series don't really count, though. Because we're talking about individual games.
You're now just deciding the rules.
Yeah, but if there's a... Okay, in traditional sports, if you have a series, right, there's never a tie. At least to what my knowledge. I've never heard of that happening.
In London leagues, you're allowed ties.
Yeah, but that's for individual games.
Sure.
It's a little different. That BZM. They're going to go on top of the Bristleback. They're going to get the burst damage. They're making the face in because of the Aether Remnant. Oh, he's going to get belched. No way. That's a point for Matu. Definite belch going his way. Zai will sacrifice his life. But the belch was successful. Congratulations to Liquid. They have 2 points now.
But again, Liquid fumbling a little bit in this mid game. They're trying to be aggressive. And OG, after so much time being run at, they finally found the ability to group up and go themselves. They're utilizing the Mars, utilizing the Void Spirit. They're getting the Lifesteal into the middle of the fight to kind of kill off these heroes. Liquid, even though you got this 18,000 net worth Bristleback, they need to be careful.
Okay, you need to explain the Ags to me from Tiny, because he doesn't have a Daedalus yet. Typically, you would see the Daedalus first, I would assume, right?
No.
No?
This is how it is. This is normally how it is.
I mean, you get the Echo Saber proc either way,
yep.
But is this to clear waves from afar? Like, what's the deal?
Pretty much. Clear waves from afar. You apply easy damage in these open jungle fights, and eventually you will scale into having a Daedalus for the additional damage, but
okay.
Just because cheap wave clear and easy teamfight presence. And when you have heroes like Bristle and already in the middle of the fight, it's very easy for you to group up.
Oh my god. One hit BZM is so low. Oh my goodness, Mickey. He's going to use that. Oh my god, the tree volley is enough.
There it is.
And BZM is dead. As you see Roshan getting involved as the belch will not connect as Mickey is now on the high ground, but Amar gets off his arena with the BKB activated, but Matu is going to have no problem beating him down despite that passive get. Okay, he's actually going to live for a little bit, but then dies shortly after. So double kill for Mickey as they're going to find a random lifestealer in the river. But not where he belongs.
And again, I feel like we've seen this before. 11 minutes ago, Liquid made the exact same play, killing off Amar outside the pit. They walk in the second time.
Yep, and this will be Aegis and Shard, so we should see the hairball, I would assume. That could go to Mickey, I guess.
Who's giving it? Yeah, off to Mickey.
Okay. So permanent tree.
Tree, yep.
But when you tree toss, you're not throwing the tree that you have in your hand. You're just throwing other trees. Interesting.
I mean, I never thought about the law side of it, but...
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. So Liquid in a commanding position to take 4 games in a row against OG.
There was a brief moment where OG looked like they're getting themselves back into the game because they're able to be proactive, but again, they just fell a little bit victim to, do they have Arena up? Do they have BKBs available? If you don't, I don't think OG could ever cross the river with confidence and find a quick kill. Yeah, just a moment of life, but once again, Liquid they reset, they find the key kills outside the pit, second Aegis, and the Zeus hasn't really been able to scale into the damage in this game. You've got Aether Lens for some distance, some Ghost Scepter to survive the sheer amount of damage, but we're not seeing the Ags, the refresher, these kind of bigger items that Maybe refresher, 40 minutes, but mainly the Ags.
You're blaming this whole game on Taiga, huh? I see how it is.
Opium. It's in Tiger's name, to be fair.
Zai's been drinking a lot of soda. You know what that means. Time to use that Gobble Up Belch ability. It's Bristle. He's going right up to Zai. He wants it. He wants it. There it is. There it is. Yuragi going to pop that raid, but here comes the initiation from Amar. A nice arena onto several heroes with the macro fire combo, and that's enough to burst down Mickey. Which means Matu and company might want to back up, but we'll see. There's no buyback onto Mickey at the moment. E-Blade from BZM.
They have no BKB on Matu. They kind of need to disengage.
BZM, look at how much damage he's taking. That's a 3-shot so far. One more will finish him off. Boundless Strike evaded. Nice dissimulate. And BZM gonna be able to get out, but that was super close for him. So Liquid gonna have to reset and just wait for this respawn timer from Mickey.
Initiation from that fight. Again, a little bit clunky from Liquid. You're talking about the belch and the gobble up and whatnot. Why am I calling it belch? The gobble up. Oh my god. You're infectious.
Yeah, thank you.
So with the gobble up, I think he missed it. I don't think they managed to perfectly layer onto that life stealer, which then set up for the infect, the turnaround and whatnot.
To be fair, that was like a half-court shot. That was a long one. The medium range ones are a little bit more manageable. That's like the mid range.
Yeah.
And actually, it's surprising that the close range, which would be considered in the paint like a dunk, is actually, it can be pretty difficult.
It can. I mean, you got to eat the guy, throw him up, throw him down.
Yep. Taiga's going to be spotted out by Boxy. Boundless Strike. Gets jumped. And the follow-up jump. The belch connects this time, though. Zai. That was a medium range. That was a 2-pointer.
Should have been on the live still earlier. He just honing his gobble up skills there.
That's right. I mean, sometimes you got to warm up the arms a little bit. In this case, the throat, I guess. Just by eating, probably. A lot of soda consumption.
And don't forget, it is quite late. The European teams, you often don't play at midnight, so...
That is true.
That is a rare occurrence for the tiebreaker. For tiebreaker day, it's a long day. Everyone's in it for the long haul.
Matu. He has Basher now. He's going to backpack his Vanguard as the Abyssal is not quite finished yet.
Buildings will be chunked down with the 80 and the 500 right click.
I like how the creep just denies itself there. Oh, Amar has an Aghanim Scepter. All right. Looking forward to seeing this. Yuragi, a little bit premature on the BK, to the Rage. Amar looking for an opening. They're going to get the Ice Path to start things out, but the back from Bristle is there. Still taking heavy damage. Still has that Aegis, obviously. And, the Spirit Vessel with the magic damage from Zeus is just not enough. He still has about 100 HP as you're seeing the Ags from Amar being used. What do you think of this Ags these days? Like, I remember when it was super broken at the beginning, but I don't know how to feel about it now.
I feel like right now it's just he's trying to be tankier, and you apply the bulwark, and also you apply slow when the soldier hits someone. So he's kind of like the Bristle walks in, you apply some additional slows, plus in the open wounds of Lifestealer. I think it just feels like a kiting mechanism.
Right. Ooh, breaking the smoke is Boxy. Matu is just going to go right into the fight. The Ice Path going to stop him in his tracks right now, as you can see. He now has a BKB. Taiga getting jumped. That is the... Oh my god! Boundless Strike into literally one shot by Matu. Has 10 Warpath stacks with, I assume, the 25 talent.
Alright, he took 1,191 damage in one hit.
Well, Mika gets caught inside this arena. The Cookie's going to give him a little bit of space there. And he's actually going to tree top on top of Amar, and there comes the BKB Matu. They delete him like he has no items at all. And Taiga getting chased. Cookie is there, not even needed. So 2 dead with no buyback. And it's a 5v3 as the Aegis is now expired. But this is where the buildings will absolutely melt to Matu, who not only has all these stacks of Warpath, but the AC for the minus armor as well.
And the Abyssal, so if Lifestealer ever wants to try and get up into Bristle's face, you can apply that Abyssal through BKB. Don't know how they can stop him right now.
Yeah, well, he's going to use the open wounds to start, but the Cookie's going to keep him away. And Matu just casually going to go back in, and you can see the free volley with the Boundless Strike. That is enough. And there's the belch. It is successful into the top back. That's the reverse belch. I don't know what the hell that means, but that sounds disgusting. That's another kill going the way of Liquid. The Wukong's command now as Yuragi's going to have to rage and run away. And a toss back into the Wukong's command, but to dissimulate with that shard. That's going to create a little bit of distance between himself and Liquid, but 2 sets of racks now in favor of Liquid. And they can see that Amar is coming back in 10 seconds, so not going to take any chances here. And perhaps Perhaps they just wait for the next Roche to try to get megas, but we'll see.
I think what we're learning from this game at least.
Look at that. 0%. Okay.
I mean, remember when Bristle used to be played on Shroud, on the Quills, Bloodstone, Octarine style, where they're literally just doing the entire time.
Yeah.
Yep, that doesn't really happen anymore, so that's pretty cool. But I think OG, this is going to be the Hail Mary smoke as they try and leave the base. Their lifesteal has always been a little bit behind compared to Bristleback. But the smoke, broken by Boxy, who was on the tree line. They even used Zeus out to see what was up, and after that, they identified Liquid's not even in the area. OG, 27k behind, trying to get something to go their way. Still can't because of the aggressive positioning of Boxy.
Would you say every Liquid OG game, like the past 4, have been shellackings? Or would you say they ended up like being very inflated in net worth, but it actually wasn't that?
Yeah,
it was actually decently close.
I'd say other than that Morphling game from BZM, I'd say that every game Liquid has controlled it the entire time. And it's been OG in an uphill battle. Like, OG's a team that's been all about the greed, all about the we will farm 3 lanes and then eventually just run you over. They've not been able to do that at any point. It feels like OG's playstyle has been completely removed in the series against Liquid. So yes, to your question, in
Thank you.
the North American phrasing, it is technically a shellacking.
That's not just North America, it's global now. Oh! Okay, the belt.
Cool blinks. That was a good blink.
Good attempt. That was a Hail Mary, as we like to call it in the biz. Matu. Yeah, he's gonna pop his BKB. You can see the Mortimer's kisses. Are they gonna tag Taiga another time? They do, and that is enough. Down goes the Zeus for 50 seconds. And not that they really need it, but in 10 seconds, we'll see when the next Roche is up.
And with the chaos of this game, Insania, he went for a quick 4-star, but he's been able to complete the Hex. Team being super aggressive, of course, taking 2 sets of racks helps with your economy a little bit. Yeah, 2 14, got the Hex as well. Nice cast range on that. It's everyone on Liquid so farmed.
Yeah, relatively long spawn on Roche. It's going to be started at 2 minutes there. And Boxy being recalled back to Insania. But we can see Zai. He has a blink. Does he not have shard on Zai? That's actually shocking.
I mean, but look at his build though. He's very utility. He's playing on his team going in, and I don't think he needs to be in the middle of the fight. So it's honestly not the game where it's like, oh my god, he doesn't have shard. What's this? He's got a pipe and a grease and axe. Another backline spellcaster at this point.
I think it's just weird to see the combo of blink and no shard, but maybe he goes for that next either way.
I mean, if this game goes another 20-30 minutes, for sure he'll pick it up at some point.
20-30 minutes, yeah.
Are you laughing at OG though?
No, of course not. I would never do such a thing.
Yeah.
I mean, they show up to majors. That's what they've proven. They win every major, so
very true.
Expecting the same in Arlington, just regardless of what this result is.
Yeah, I just feel like, again, this is not about OG underperforming. It's more about Liquid overperforming in their prep to deal with OG. And I think no matter the result of this, it's going to put a little bit more pressure on OG to refine some of their form, or at least their approach to how they enter some of these drafts to unlock a Mar if he can't get one of the big 3 heroes that he plays.
And we can see Liquid. Oh, that's going to connect a 2-shot, 3-shot with the Abyssal being used. And BZM is done. Could be for the entire match. We'll see how it goes. Taiga, cheeky little TP there. Amar. Okay, not going to get the proc. And we can see Roche is up in 14 seconds.
Helps he had blast stroke there. Came in clutch to help
that's
the
true.
invasion.
Yeah. And down mid they go. They're going to probably... I thought they were going to have a courier scout Roche, but maybe not going to bother here. Silver Edge is there for Yuragi.
And voice break buyback is on cooldown, so they're very well aware of it and know that coming up.
He was looking for the break, but he gets tossed away as Matu kills another support. This time it's Taiga. Focusing a little bit on Amar. You can see the tree volley come out, but the Wukong come in. That was a huge explosion in mid-air. The Infest Bomb looks hilarious, as it doesn't matter because GG's called. 31k lead at the end of this game as Liquid have shellacked OG 2-0, which means they get second place in the EU DPC, and OG get third.